With your boys Ian, Will, and Matty.
Yeah.
Boom. We don't even have a name.
The pleasure to be here.
We're three underground.
Nah,
You could say
uh,
that.
I think we'll kind of
Welcome to the Three Underground podcast.
we're three underground. We talk. We're the best movie critics out there.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Spoiler free.
Spoiler free.
We're about to engage in a spoiler-free review of Ben Affleck's new hit flick, The Way Back.
The Way Back. Boom.
The Way Back.
Directed by Gavin O'Connor. You probably know him from other hit movies like The Accountant and Pride and Glory.
Wait, I already did those movies.
Well, you're like cutting out a little bit. You gotta get closer.
How's that? I don't know, man.
Better.
I think a lot of the reason I'm cutting out is I'm kind of just like young and inexperienced in this whole podcasting game.
Yeah.
And I learned about like how to like be a real big time podcaster.
Darn it. Yeah.
I think.
Was Ben Affleck in Pearl Harbor? Did anyone watch that?
Yeah, he is in Pearl Harbor. I've seen
I
it
haven't
like
seen that.
once, like
Did he
a
star?
long time ago. I don't remember.
I feel like Pearl Harbor, one of those movies that would cast the lead guy from Tokyo Drift. He's like kind of like an American-looking dude.
Hey guys, I've indicated that this podcast is intended for mature audiences.
Shit.
That's really good. I'm glad you've done that.
That means you can say fuck.
Yeah, but
Fuck.
we're also like not really big on spoilers. We don't let a lot of spoilers.
Spoiler free. The Way Back.
Oh wait,
I think my
gotta-
favorite part of The Way Back is how they never once mention AA or Alcoholics Anonymous. He just suddenly becomes free of his addiction out of nowhere.
It's like debatable whether or not he's actually an alcoholic, in some scenes.
Okay, I got it. This is the Three Underground podcast episode 1, category just chatting.
Thanks for everyone for tuning in. Means a lot.
Yeah, I got 2 viewers right now. You know what the fuck going on.
Yeah, damn. Let's go.
Okay, so let's start it off. Alright, so The Way Back, in case you guys don't know, is about wide boy Ben Affleck is a guy named Jack, and he's a construction worker.
It's almost the plot of Hoosiers, but it's not.
Yeah, so
It's
he's like a construction worker, right? And his life's kind of just shit, and he's an alcoholic, and then I don't know, he gets a call to like gets a call from the father at his old Catholic high school to coach the basketball team, and that's when he kills a 30 rack trying to decide whether he should do it or not.
Feature from between this movie and Hoosiers is there's no 30 racks killed in Hoosiers.
There's also hardly any basketball played in this movie. Surprisingly, there's like almost no basketball played.
There's more scenes with that one kid being like, "Yo, look at all these bitches I get," than actual basketball.
There were
Yeah.
more scenes of Ben Affleck running up and down the sideline than there were of the game.
Yeah, no. I mean, it feels like 60% of the movie is just Ben Affleck
It's just a montage.
shouting. It's
of-
just him shouting the whole time
They-
about nothing. He's just shouting basketball plays, but that doesn't relate to the story in any sense, and almost nothing happens.
Yeah, they try to find this weird balance between like Ben Affleck being like the entire storyline being him being a basketball coach, but also they like don't care about that, and they're just like, I guess they're just doing like I'm divorced and I'm a drunk.
Yeah, dude, it's like he sat in on one Sacramento Kings practice and he learned like basketball terms, and then he just started running up and down saying like, full court press. You gotta box him out. It's like, fuck off.
I can't remember it that well, but isn't there one of those scenes where he like comes in and like there's the brash star who he like kicks off the team for being like
That dude's a Vine star.
That kid wasn't a star. He was just like the uncoordinated center who's like really tall.
It was Melvin Gregg, the Vine star. Melvin Gregg, the Vine star, who's always in those vines that are just like about like cheating on your girlfriend.
Yeah, he's like not particularly good, but like, oh, he's tall, so they need him to play center. But Ben Affleck's all like, fuck this guy. He's late to practice one time. He's got no passion for the game. Get out of here.
I know that scene where like he's like, what is your 3-point percentage? And it's like bad, and then that one kind of short chubby kid's like, yo, he do be spitting facts though, you know?
Yeah.
Isn't his name Chubbs?
Chubbs was the MVP of the movie. That's undisputed. And he was on the screen for like 3 minutes.
Well, like his introduction is like, yo, Chubbs is like funny, but he's like fat.
Yeah, that was basically his character. The kid who's on the team, but he's just obese.
He's the kid to be on the team to go, yo, you do be spitting facts though on your ass or something like that.
Yeah, that's just good writing, because you have to throw in some urban slang.
Yeah, I think the he's like of course there's like other black kids on the team, but he's like the black one.
All right, I'm gonna go to YouTube.
He's like the token black, like they're like, oh yeah, let's just like make him be a bunch of stereotypes. Like let's make him like Millie Rock and shit.
Yeah, it just.
And Melvin Gregg is 31 years old.
And he's a high school basketball player in this movie. It's just unreal. Dude.
Let's see it.
Oh, man.
I'm watching the trailer right now for this movie. I'm trying to find that scene where he says you be spitting facts.
It's just such a lazy movie. I don't know. It's just one of those movies where you just know everything that's gonna happen. We were calling everything that was gonna happen as we watched it together.
Yeah, it's like
it was that predictable.
Basically, the basic story structure of like, he's a drunk and he used to be good at basketball, and then they like have some sad scenes where he like fucks up and is a drunk, and that's like basically the whole movie.
Yeah, and then like, I guess the only surprise to me is the whole like, you know, he loses his job and starts drinking again, and like everything goes bad, and then you have the little redemption at the end. That all happened in like 15 minutes. I expected it to happen a lot sooner. So it actually seemed like he had to work his way back. He had to find the way back. But the way back happened very quickly.
Extremely quickly.
Doesn't he like quit the team and then go like shoot hoops, and that's like the end?
He didn't.
He
so
like quit
so
the
what
team
happened?
to go to like a rehab place. But the movie's just like suggesting that all you need to do is like have a main problem with the movie is like they're suggesting that all you need to have is like a strong spirit and like fucking shout about basketball all the time to like not become an alcoholic. But it's like you need like you need way more than that. Like all of a sudden he's like, I'm fine now, I'm chilling, I went to rehab for one day, and it's like, no,
yeah,
that's not how any of this works.
He didn't quit. He got fired. So like, what happened was, I don't know what led up to it, but like
he was drinking at his desk.
No, the break. Well, yeah, he never stopped being an alcoholic, really. But the breaking.
No, he did. Remember the shots where he like pulls up to the bar and then he's like, nah. I'm teaching kids basketball.
But his breaking point, his relapse, remember, was like the couple who him and his like ex-wife or like his wife that he split from, they like became friends because both their kids had cancer and were in remission together. And then like their kid, like their friend's kid, got cancer again, and then he was like really sad.
Did he get cancer again, or did he just get cancer?
No, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure he got cancer again, because I think how they became friends was like both of their kids were in the hospital together. I'm pretty sure. Well, either way, their kid got cancer or got cancer again. I don't remember. He's like devastated.
Well,
He
it
leaves the
matters
hospital.
because that's like an absurd stroke of luck.
Okay.
Not like lucky, but like that's just like an insane coincidence.
Okay,
Like,
it does
your
matter.
Best
It does
friend's,
matter.
like child gets the same form of cancer that caused you to be an alcoholic.
Well, okay, yeah, and then after he leaves the hospital, he's like devastated, and he goes to the bar again, and he gets like piss fucking drunk, and then I don't know, he like
one-
no, he shows up to a practice drunk. He gets really drunk at the bar. The following morning, he oversleeps. He comes into practice late, hungover, and then that like assistant coach talks to the father or whatever, and they like go into his office and they fire him as he's taking swigs out of a thermos. And then he gets fired. Then he gets
Really
fired,
annoying, like,
and yeah.
character that's like calls him like that gets mad at him when he like swears.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I forget what that guy's
So
called.
basically, I've just cultivated a theory about this. This is clearly bait. This is like award show bait. Like it's just like this dumb fucking story that's it has no purpose or meaning, or like nothing happens in it, but it's like it has like decent cinematography, and it's sad, and it's about an alcoholic.
It's gonna
Oh.
get nominated. It's gonna get nominated
it's
for
so
Best
good.
Picture. It's gonna get
But
Oh
nominated.
yeah, dude.
It's like,
Speaking
it's
of the
clearly
sad,
bait. But here's my theory. So it came out March 6th. It came out right before quarantine hit. It came out in theaters. It was released in theaters, and then a couple weeks later, the stay-at-home orders started going into place around
Oh,
the
movie got
country.
canceled.
yeah, so
And
they made
movies
it
got canceled.
streamable.
So they made it streamable. But I think, why is a movie like this not released around award show season, and it's released pretty early in the year? It's because they knew that COVID was going to happen, because they're now stating that the early cases of COVID actually hit the US in early January. So they knew that it was going to happen, and they pushed up the release date so that it was going to be the last movie released in theaters that everyone would be able to see before
COVID.
COVID and the stay-at-home orders, and no one's going to be able to go to the theater to see the Oscar movies now. So it was the last one that people could see in the theater experience, and so they're trying to get that to push that for best pick. You know,
Dude, if this gets nominated for an Oscar, I'll lose my shit.
it's bad. It's
All
really
right, all
bad.
right, all
Dude,
right. So,
and the problem is the feedback isn't even terrible. Like people took
No.
this bait.
They love it. I mean, I've seen some dude like my Letterboxd review where I gave it like 2 stars, and I was like, "This is garbage," and he liked it. And then I checked his review, and he's like, "Oscars season, like they're gonna win in Best Actor for this." It's like,
It's
Well,
holding a 3.4 on Letterboxd, which is like not even bad. That's honestly like 3.4 out of 5. That's like a slightly above average, right? We'd
Yeah.
say that's like an average to above average movie. And yeah, like it's
I don't want to
not.
kick you guys out. I don't want to kick you guys out, but I just found an article from 2015 that says Warner Bros. Inc.'s new deal produce Chinese language films. And where did COVID originate?
oh,
And what company produced? What company made Way Back? Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Makes you think.
So the whole thing is just a ruse to get Ben Affleck an Oscar.
And yeah, it's sort of something COVID probably like. I
Who
don't
does
know.
not deserve one, by the way.
Well,
Well, he already
I-
has. He already has two, but
I did some researching
He
on
does.
the whole Chubb scene, right? And basically,
of course.
how it goes down. It's how it goes down. He says, "Yo, what's Marcus's 3-point percentage?" And then the weird, like nerdy sidekick is like, "Well, it's 26%." And then Ben Affleck's like, "Well, you know why they're leaving you open? Because they don't think you can. They don't think that you can hit the beach They don't think that you can hit the ocean from the beach. And everyone goes, damn. And then Chubb steps out and goes, yo, he just spit facts on your ass. And then damn.
I just like. Wait, let me look up who wrote this. Brad Inglesby. Yeah, dude, I just love these. Just imagining like these pasty white guy writers sitting down at their desk and like having to come up with like urban slang or ebonics for their black character to say. It's just so funny to me.
Yeah.
So like you just imagine him like Googling shit and he's like, all right, so my character here, Chubbs, I'm gonna have him say, damn, he just spit facts on yo ass.
Everyone's gonna love it. Like the whole team goes, damn.
Because that's what's going on right now. Like that's urban, that's contemporary, that's how we talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're also in like a prestigious like
No,
Christian
I'm
school.
joking. I'm joking. I like
It's
saying
so
that
weird, though.
sarcastically. Yeah,
Well,
no.
that's like also like the whole thing about like when like in every single game that one like skinny white kid's like macking on a new girl and it's like, are you in an all boys Christian school? Like
It's very strange.
and-
it doesn't seem like they don't set it up to be like this like downtrodden like poor kids at all. But then when they portray the kids, that's what it feels like.
And
It's
Ben,
very weird.
and Ben
It feels-
Affleck. Yeah, go ahead.
This movie feels exactly like McFarlane USA.
yeah.
Well, and I just also think it was funny how like every game, like super, is a Christian or is a Catholic school. Every game he's just profusely cussing and flipping his lid, and you have that one guy who's just always on the bench, and he's like, I think you need to tone it down. Like, you can't talk like that.
Yeah.
On the court and stuff, and he just does it every time. He like never gets reprimanded.
Yeah. That one like, I'm the teen bishop and I think that you should be policing your language a little better. And he's like, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I hear you. And then a bad call. He's like, that call was fucking bullshit, and you know it. Dude, you know one of the first things I did after we watched this movie is I looked up Ben Affleck's filmography, and I was just like, damn, I don't know any of these movies. What the fuck? Like, who even is Ben Affleck? How do I know this name?
Because he made it out. He made it out of Boston. You know? He made it out.
Yeah, he made it up the hard streets. Something actually going back towards your Oscar bait comment, Matty, is that so my dad loved Green Book.
Oh
No.
man.
Right. That's rough.
Right. Which is like, clearly it was Oscar bait that, a joke that went too far, when it won the whole Best Picture.
Right.
But before we even watched, I think I told you guys this, but before we even watched the movie, he was like, yo, I just watched The Way Back. And I was like, oh, what do you
I
think?
remember you telling us
And
about this.
he's like, oh, those scenes with the shower beers.
Yeah,
Those were
you
really-
know,
those were really hard. I was like,
you know
oh
what the
my
craziest part to me is? I thought from the trailer, the shower beer shot was just gonna be one time. It was three
not.
fucking times. They showed the shower beer 3 fucking times, and it's like we fucking get it, Gavin O'Connor. He is an alcoholic. You don't have to keep shoving it down our fucking throats. We get it. He likes to drink.
I think he shower beers twice in the middle of he shower beers during the 30 rat killing scene, and then maybe the next day he shower beers again.
Yeah.
All the shower beer scenes are like within like a 20-minute span. It's like, I don't know. It seems like they kind of had extra footage of him just showering while drinking. He just hopped in the shower and they did like 2 hours of takes of him like drinking endless fake beers and just like showering, and then they just were like, well, let's just throw it in wherever because showering's part of a daily routine. But
Yeah.
clearly it's all the same exact.
Yeah, just a different angle. Yeah. They
Yeah.
just switched up the angles. And it's like, dude, all it
Well,
told me was that Ben Affleck can't take a normal shower.
You think they had a cock cam?
Yeah, they got a GoPro down there, right above the faucet.
Well, like, I mean, it's
Show him
just-
like pissing into the beer and then re-drinking it just in case he missed any of the alcohol.
Right. He's like, I'm about to give piss beer a new definition.
in the first like little bit of the whole thing, right? He goes like, so there's so many like, he's an alcoholic, right? There's the shower beers, there's the killing 30 rack, right, thing. There's the, he goes to the bar and gets like taken back to his apartment by, you know, random elderly black man who like supposed to be a character but like never really does anything.
Yeah, dude, like we even know his name.
So weird.
And then also like the coup de grace is the little like routine he has that we were talking about earlier, where he puts the freezer beer, and then he takes the beer that was in the freezer, and then he takes the beer that was just been frozen for a little bit, and he does a little tap tap, and it's like, wow, this guy is like,
He's a
he
vet.
drinks
He's a
vet.
fucking vet.
alcoholism thing.
And
Yeah.
now we know how to kill 30 racks. You got to rotate them through the freezer and hit the taps.
Honestly, that scene is one of the funniest things I've seen all year.
Dude, we were
He's-
losing our mind because it's just it's just a decision on whether he should coach this fucking basketball team or not. Well, actually the decision was how he kept starting over on leaving the voicemail to the
It
father
wasn't even
saying
a decision.
no.
It was just, how can I say no? And it's like, clearly like, it's, I mean, the movie presents, it's like, it's this huge deep decision, and it's like, fucking, it's not.
It's high
It's
school
really not.
basketball.
It's so funny.
It's high school basketball. Like, it just doesn't matter that much.
Coach.
Unless you're at, like, a
I can't
notorious
coach your
school.
team.
Unless you're like IMG Academy, where you just produce 5-star players all the time. It's like, dude, you're just like a little fucking Catholic school filmed in like
See,
Santa Monica.
That would honestly be a nice like, is that he also gets a counter offer from IMG Academy right after the father gives him one, right? And he doesn't know which one to take. So that's what he kills with 30
He's
rack over.
coaching
What-
IMG Academy now, yeah. What were some of the other just like?
Well, I mean, I think one of the redeeming
super-
characteristics of the Affleck character is that he's got a banging ex-wife.
Yeah, of course, you know, wide boy Ben Affleck, who is a construction worker, alcoholic, just has this hot wife Angela.
Well, I mean, I don't think
Let me
he
get her
was
on the screen.
Yeah, I don't think he was an alcoholic before the whole kid cancer thing. Oh, Janina Gavankar, man.
No, he was. One of the opening shots is like him on a construction site pounding beers.
No, but that was after the whole kid, his kid died. Remember? That's like
Yeah,
what busted up their marriage. So I think like when his, why does like
Oh, I think that makes sense now. Yeah, I remember. You're right. His kid died, and I think that family or that they're friends with, like their kid also had cancer, but I think their kid beat it, and then later their kid gets cancer again, and that's when he just like started losing it.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, I can't take this, the cruelties of life. I gotta drink.
Oh my god, dude. You guys, so, okay, Ben Affleck is starring in an upcoming movie coming out later this year called Deep Water. It's an erotic thriller film. The premise is a married couple who have fallen out of love with each other playing deadly mind games against one another that begin seeing those around them dying. And, you know, so they would... Another thing that's going on, deep Hollywood state or whatever, his co-star is Ana de Armas
Who's
in the
hot.
movie.
She's
Is
They
he
would-
hot.
dating her? No, he's dating Ana de Armas.
Is he?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
dude,
he-
pulls.
Yeah, he's. Oh yeah. That's what we talked about it during the way back. We're like, how did he pull? That's insane.
Damn, well that kind of destroys my theory. Anyways, I would say, like, you know, they'd be on kind of like a press tour right now trying to build hype for the movie. Just look up Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas. They went to a Black Lives Matter protest, and Ben Affleck just looked miserable.
Yeah, Ben Affleck be like, Black Lives Matter, I guess.
Honestly, no. I mean, like, look up the fucking image of it.
I'm looking
Yeah,
at. I have the images pulled up right now.
Wait, he has
It
like
looks
a,
like he doesn't give a shit.
it's a piece of printer paper.
I know.
To be fair, his font or his handwriting, like he's going crazy.
Like quickly scrawled out Black Lives Matter on a piece of folded up printer paper and like rolled out to the
Save the First Baptist Church of Venice.
Yeah, like Ben Affleck just pulls Ana de Armas and like life isn't fair. It's super sick.
Yo, I got some pretty choice comments from the replies to or the comments on the official Way Back trailer, which has 3.2 million views, might I add. Kevin Rodatelli says, "This seems like a personal / self-therapy for Ben. It's going to be a terrific performance." Someone says, quote, "I spent a lot of time hurting myself. I made a lot of bad decisions. I got a lot of regrets. Straight felt that so hard," says the commenter.
How? Did you also coach high school basketball?
Someone says, basically he's acting something that's happened to him in real life when he made it out of Boston, you know?
Right.
It doesn't work because they're like, I don't know, they're basically showing this guy who is an alcoholic and he's down bad and, you know, he's not with his wife, his fucking kid's dead. But then they're also trying to make it about basketball as like his redemption story in life. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, it's also just like a Hoosiers remake, because that's what Hoosiers was kind of about, you know.
Yeah.
And the guy was an alcoholic in that. I haven't seen Hoosiers in a while, but it's like it's just like a trying to copy that. But there's no fucking basketball. There's nothing in this movie. He doesn't do anything. It's a series of like montages of him like sometimes working, sometimes drinking, and then him shouting on the sidelines. There's hardly any basketball. And in the culmination of the final shot where the kid like takes the shot and they're like, "Oh, no way, he's gonna make it." It's like, I don't care about this. I haven't seen them play
Yeah,
any
we have like
basketball.
no attachment to the team just because it kept showing a montage of like they're winning games now. And oh yeah, Matty, we didn't even touch on the plucky guitar strings. That was what I wanted to bring up. Yeah, no, nothing says this movie's sad quite like every time he's not coaching basketball and we go back to his outside life, we have to play plucky guitar strings in the background just to convey to you that this is in fact sad.
This is sad, and you should feel sad, by the way.
Oh, don't like form your emotions or opinions like by the characters, you know, like getting attached to the characters. Like, we're just gonna tell you how to feel because we're gonna throw in the guitar and pluck 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 pluck. This is sad movie.
So I'm looking at the YouTube comments on this trailer, right? And it's like pretty much nothing but positive reviews. Or like,
Yeah, which is disgusting.
people saying, "Wow, this is gonna be an all-time performance."
It
by
doesn't
Ben."
deserve it. It's so lazy. It had like every predictable, like, okay, what was the name of the best player on the team? I forget, but like he's an introvert and he's like not confident. You know, he's just like,
yeah.
oh, I guess I'm the best player on the team and I'm really good at basketball. Like, I guess. And then of course like Ben, he instills this like system of teamwork within the basketball team, and then, you know, he drives him home one day and he's just like, all right, next time I want you to take that shot, okay? That's your shot. All right? And then like
Brandon Durrett.
the whole thing is just so predictable. It's like, oh yeah, of course he's gonna drive him home and he's gonna go, hey, you're the star of this team. I want you to grow a sack and take that shot every time. You're Kobe. You're the Mamba.
There's that one really cringe scene where he's like, "When are you gonna realize you're the best player on the team?" And it's like, oh my god.
And the kid's just like, Coach, can I go down? My house is over there on the right.
So basically what I'm getting from these YouTube comments is that everyone's loving it because Ben Affleck was an alcoholic in real life. So this is like a personal story from him.
Let me read this one. I'm so high and might be crazy, but did this show up in your recommended right exactly now? And some guy, oh no, he comments on it himself and says, "What a great comment, thank you, Nicholas Bush."
Ben Affleck commented that?
No, the guy who commented it, the guy who started the thread.
Yeah, let me look for like some
He replied to
5-star
himself.
reviews.
I feel like I've seen like a plethora of like, haha, Batman reference. Batman retires, haha. And each one that says Batman retires has like 2K likes.
Jesus Christ.
Doom Guy Valentine has this to say. Just saw this. My God, what talent. What an underrated talent. In life, you were given a set of cards, and you can only play the hands you're given. This movie proves that in spades. This is his comeback. It's what he deserves, and I'm glad it worked out for him.
What do you mean it's his comeback? I feel like he hasn't
I mean, it's also like what
been gone from movies.
he was like a ultra talented basketball player at a private Christian school, white guy, and he just fucked it all away. Like, what are you talking? It's not like he got dealt a bad hand. This little kid
I
cancer.
guess his child dying is
Yeah,
kind of bad or whatever.
But
There's multiple people saying Ben Affleck for best actor, and then you like I'm just looking on Letterboxd right now, and then you also have people that are like, I cried 4 times. It's like, how? I don't know.
This dude goes,
It wasn't
I don't
that
get it.
sad.
The Accountant was an action crime thriller. This looks like a pure sports drama. I don't know. Maybe I'll torrent it.
incredible.
I don't understand. I also don't understand why people come back to the movie to comment on it. Like the actors are gonna see it or something. This movie was really good. It's like
I had a pee. BRB.
there's
Someone
like
said-
Twitter or something.
Someone said, go out of your way to see this. I mean, you don't really have to. You can just stream it. Oh, here. This guy said, mostly predictable, but not totally. Hoosiers like, kept me engaged throughout, felt very real.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't even.
One of the best endings I've seen. Perfect. Even though we talked about how the ending, like all of that stuff happened so fast in like 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's a terrible ending.
They were
mean,
like-
it's awful. They're
it's
like,
aw-
don't even worry. You'll just like be fine out of nowhere.
It's almost like
don't worry about finding a community or anything to help you through it. You just need to go pay to get rehab.
yeah,
money.
it's almost like, well, they just build up so much of the movie of just sad playing basketball, sad coaching basketball, whatever, and then you just get to like, you know, the part we were waiting for when he just gets pissed drunk, he gets fired. We knew that was coming, and then, you know, the team like winning without him and like, oh, happy ending. But that all happened in like 15 minutes. It's almost just like I don't know. They like ran out of time. They ran out of footage. They were like, oh, slap the ending in.
I mean, I really do think Matty's onto something, right? It's like it's sad, and it's like Ben Affleck. I mean, in all honesty, Ben Affleck's performance is pretty decent in the movie. I don't like he certainly did not do bad in this movie.
It's not bad acting, but I just don't feel like it's very demanding either.
Yeah, no, but obviously, like in terms of like his performance, right? I think it was pretty good, and like Matty was saying, a well shot, you know, nice looking movie with a star actor performing well about kind of like relatable themes. People just eat that shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like bullshit. All these like Oscar baity movies though, like I mean it's like well shot, but it's like boring. Like all these Oscar baity movies look exactly the same.
Well, because there's no like cool shot. There's no like distinguishable shot where you're like, oh, I'm gonna remember that. It's all just like cookie cutter, you know. It's like, oh, we got another wide shot. We got a medium.
Well,
Crazy.
a lot of people that worked on this worked on The Accountant, which I thought was a very good movie.
I never saw it.
Never saw it.
I mean, I thought it was quite good, but
Okay, I guess I don't really blame Ben Affleck, I'd probably say the same things about the movie no matter who is the lead, just because the story is like so uninteresting and cookie cutter. I blame the writing more than anything. It's just like a very cookie cutter like sports redemption story.
I mean, yeah, I feel like I've definitely respected his work in the past. So I feel like, you know what, it honestly could have been something that he like, like he did suffer alcoholism in the past, right? Like that is something that he didn't had in his life. So he's like, maybe I want to make this like this type of story, right? But then it like, I don't know, like got co-opted somehow, and like bullshitted. I don't even know what to say about it, but it's like
Yeah.
I'm watching the trailer right now, and it's like this movie could have been like 10 times better.
Just give
It,
us
like,
something different. How about the team is really good? He joins, he makes them really bad, and at the end he dies. That would be crazy.
it's not even about like him making the team better or worse. They like half committed to the storyline of the team being bad, and then like at the same time like full committed to this like emotional trauma and like him being an alcoholic.
Exactly.
Like it's weird. Like they tried to make the movie entirely about him and his like personal tragedies, while also having, like you said, the storyline of this basketball team, which is like,
Yeah, that's the issue. It's like, is all of this for him, like for his redemption story to feel better, or are we supposed to be paying attention to this really shit basketball team that is getting good now? Like, I don't know why we're doing both. Make it about basketball all the way through, or like don't. I don't know.
But also the problem with the redemption story for him is you don't know why he's an alcoholic until like more than halfway through the movie. You don't know that his kid died until like more than halfway through the movie. So it's like it's like hard to like be like, why am I like, what am I rooting for about this guy? Like they're like hint at like, oh, you got to control your drinking, and it's like there's like a reason for his drinking in the movie, but like what is it? And you don't know, so you don't like have a reason to root for him. I mean, they could have just like said he's just an alcoholic, but they didn't.
well, I feel like also both of those things, right, could be done. But first of all, with the kid, right, with the kid, if you kind of like build a lot of hints towards that, and then like when you realize that his kid died, that's like a massive like almost climax to your revelation of the movie, right? Like if you delay that information, and that's like a thing that the revelation of that information later on is like a huge moment, that could work, but
Right.
they don't do that.
They
it's
don't
all
do that.
a throwaway scene where he goes to meet his wife, and then it's kind of like, oh, flashback.
Mm-hmm.
And then also with the basketball team, right? They could also balance a personal story of tragedy and the basketball team, but they don't, like you said, they don't show basketball.
Yeah, it's like not about basketball. Like like you could have scrapped the basketball line and just been like, his way back is him working at like a daycare, and he's like helping these kids while also being an alcoholic, because it's really all just about him. But they kind of just threw like the basketball redemption arc plot line in there because Americans like sports, and they knew that would pull people.
And the storylines are running almost completely parallel.
Yeah.
Right? Like the story of the kids not, the one kid not taking leadership, and the one kid being like skipping practice so he kicks off the team for the whole like a year. Like those stories are almost completely unrelated to his own personal stories. It's like two movies. It's like Hoosiers and then like Ben Affleck being an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm. It's like you can't even call it a sports movie, because like we've already said, there's almost no basketball in it. It's just really bizarre.
Yeah.
And since it's like two movies playing at once, it's like over before you even know what happened, because you're like watching two different movies at the same time, and then it's like, oh, it's done. Like, what?
The incredibly fast climax and resolution in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. Whatever. People took the bait.
They took the bait. They always take the bait.
And this guy still pulls Ana de Armas.
I don't know,
Fuck.
dude. It feels like any like actor could have played Ben Affleck's role. Like
Absolutely.
Kevin Costner. You could have just shoved Kevin Costner in there.
Yeah, he's a vet.
Which is funny because a huge draw of this entire movie is the fact that it's like Ben Affleck's, it's relatable to Ben Affleck's personal story. Like that's
Right. My favorite part is when he tells the kid right before he gets out of the car, he goes, you're wicked smart.
My boy wicked smart.
My boy's wicked smart.
Oh yeah, and then the classic best player on the basketball team's father doesn't give a shit about him being good at basketball. Basketball's not gonna do anything because that guy's like, he was also a good basketball player and he got injured or something. He's like, nah, my kid's gotta be like smart. He's gotta be smart. Basketball's not gonna do. It's not gonna do anything for you. Classic.
Yeah. And that scene where like he gets where he goes to the bar and gets that argument with that guy about introductory history classes.
Yeah, that's my favorite too.
That's really.
Except that was Ben Affleck's friend who was like arguing about it, and Ben Affleck's like, "Oh, my boy's wicked smart." He says it again.
My boy's wicked smart. And then he goes, "I'm walking over here."
Nice.
Well, should we just talk about like upcoming movies now? Close it out.
Well, it's kind of hard with all this COVID business going
I think
on.
Soul is coming out still in June.
Honestly, that movie looks.
I haven't heard of it. Just called Soul.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
Why?
The animation comedy.
I haven't seen the trailer.
Something about the animation is kind
It's
of.
a Pixar film. Jamie Foxx, music teacher. Tina Fey, Questlove. What a lineup.
That's in Seoul.
Yeah.
Looking it up right now.
Huh.
It's scheduled for November.
He's just like a blue blob or whatever.
It's scheduled for November now.
Woof.
It's scheduled for November now?
November 20th, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna see that.
We either gotta
I was
watch.
totally gonna see Soul in theaters.
We gotta watch Extraction
Extraction.
or Fanatic. I'm still waiting to
We
watch
gotta
Fanatic.
Nice one with John Travolta where he's like a.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've
The
talked
Fanatic.
about it so much, but we need to actually watch it.
I thought didn't that already come out?
Oh, it's
It
been
did.
out.
It's been out for like a year.
Yeah, we should. Isn't it like trash?
It's horrible.
His
apparently.
name, his
Is what I've
name
heard.
in the movie.
I don't know. I have to watch it for myself.
His name in the movie is Moose.
I think that's also Oscar bait. You know, like the trailer makes it look hype.
The Fanatic?
No, not that it like not but like to like a normie audience. It's like I'm John Travolta and I'm going crazy and stalking this guy. It's like wow,
Just listen.
I don't know, dude. The trailer just looks. It looks bizarre. It doesn't look Oscar baity. It just looks super shitty.
Dude, just listen to these first two lines. Moose is an autistic man and works as a street performer on Hollywood Boulevard. Moose is also an avid movie fan, especially of the action film actor Hunter Dunbar. Amazing. Incredible.
He hates Hunter Dunbar. He's a big fan.
Box office $3,000.
Dude, it's written and directed by Fred Durst. Are you kidding me? Wait, I didn't know that.
Wait, it made $3,000 a box.
That's what I'm reading.
There's
Dude,
no way, right?
Dude, it's Fred Durst. Are you kidding?
Yeah, it says the Fanatic grossed a mere $3,000 from 52 theaters scattered across the U.S.
There's no way that's true. I refuse to believe that.
I believe it. It's
3,000?
written and directed by Fred Durst. Like, what the fuck?
It's fucking ugly. Oh, dude, there's no way. There's literally no way that's true.
It is. I mean, I didn't even know this movie was coming out. So I believe it. I assume nobody did.
Uh,
Fred Durst.
It's Fred fucking Durst who wrote and directed it.
$3,153.
He wrote the story, he co-wrote the screenplay, and then he directed it. And this is what
Dude.
you get.
Dude, the film made an average of $60 per theater.
Dub. Like 6 tickets.
What was its budget?
What?
What was its budget?
I think it might have been 12 million.
No, I saw that was something else.
Oh.
Why is it not showing its... Dude, they must have hit the budget, dude.
Yeah, probably. Or it's just like
I can find it.
on what, Box Office Mojo?
Probably.
Dude.
No, you literally can't. You can't find it.
I think they must have nuked it out of existence so people didn't make fun of them. Dude.
The movie distributor hit it.
Dude, according to Hollywood Reporter, who called The Fanatic a career low for John Travolta, the film just made just $60 per theater. In a handful of theaters, the Fanatic grossed $10 or less.
Nobody wants to see this shit.
Dude, the highest grossing theater was Arena Cinelounge in Hollywood, and it made $700. Yeah, we have to watch this. We have to watch this. Dude. That is bleak.
Dude, no matter what site you look on, you can't find the budget.
Dude, I can't even imagine failing that bad. That's like...
The movie distributor literally zapped it from every site. They were just like, nobody will know how much we spent on this piece of shit.
that is,
I mean, I assume they paid John Travolta like a ton of money.
Yeah, because
Or
it
maybe
is
they
John
didn't.
Travolta.
He's just like losing his mind. Like Gotti was so bad.
I'm watching the trailer right now.
You literally can't find it.
I'm gonna try and find out for this trailer.
I feel like I've rarely seen that, where the budget is just not public. They don't want you to know.
Gotti cost 10 million to make, and it made only 6 million, which is a large sum of money, but they didn't make back their money.
Yeah, it's not the worst, but obviously not ideal. I'm losing my shit. I want to figure out how much they spent on it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to dig so deep.
The budget was $1,200.
It was whatever was in Fred Durst's pocket at the time. Dude, I remember I watched one interview on Good Morning America or something. John Travolta talking about this movie. He just seemed pretty hyped and shit. It's damn.
About the Fanatic or about Gotti?
About the Fanatic. And then you see the reception. He's probably really sad.
Dude, I gotta find the budget for this thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but Okay, who released it? Let me see.
Oh, I might have found it.
It's distributed by Quiver. I've never even heard of them.
Well, I think it was just a super indie movie,
Yeah.
that somehow got John Travolta. Or not super. It just it doesn't look. I don't know. It's weird.
From what I'm seeing, Quiver Distribution Inc. is mostly a streaming service, or video on demand. That's mainly what they do.
The budget, the Fanatic Reddit.
So it's probably just in like barely any theaters.
I already did that, Will. I already looked up on Reddit and everyone
Matty.
just...
Holy shit, this movie is next to The Room. Travolta is so hilariously bad, he's going to be a shoo-in for the Razzie this year. His performance is like a comical Rain Man imitation. That being said, I thought I enjoyed it thoroughly in the same way one enjoys The Room.
17-day shoot.
Dude, this is
17 days?
Yeah, apparently.
That's quite short.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
it
very short.
it is only 88 minutes long, but like still.
Dude, half the bag did a video about it.
They also said he stayed in character throughout the shoot.
Like he did the method, like he was method acting.
Yeah, he thought this
That's
was his.
so fucked up.
He thought this was his Joker role. And being a Hollywood actor fanatic.
I heard they're making a Fanatic 2, but it's going to be hard to live up to John Travolta's.
I can't find it. It just says they contacted a few friends to finance the film for a small budget.
That's so bull. It's got to be more than that, dude.
There's no number attached to it. You actually just can't find it.
Dude, like some like college like movie class movies have made more than that.
They're probably better movies.
That $3,000 number is just beyond belief.
I mean, it's not like beyond belief for like every movie, you know, but like for a movie starring someone like John Travolta,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, like just like like everyone knows who John Travolta is. He's like a household name.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, Grease, like
Times get hard, man.
Dude, even their cinematographer they got it for it has worked on like American Beauty, Fight Club, Sleepy Hollow, Panic Room, fucking Olympus Has Fallen, shit
Yeah,
like
man.
that, and then they somehow got him to do Fanatic.
I mean, to be fair, Olympus Has Fallen is a trash movie.
That's why I'm thinking their budget had to be decent, because like their cinematographer isn't exactly a nobody either.
And they got John Travolta.
Like their cinematographer has worked on at least like 5 notable movies.
I don't know, man.
has he worked as a cinematographer on those movies though?
No, actually, some of these he's just camera operator.
Okay.
So I guess that makes sense. But
Yeah, it's like, that is not even a cinematographer. Maybe the budget was just like
I
$5.
mean, he actually is credited as the cinematographer for Olympus Has Fallen. That's a dope movie. Fuck you mean? I don't know.
Are you sure you're not confusing Olympus Has Fallen with White House Down?
No, it's definitely Olympus Has Fallen.
Totally different movies.
Those are different movies with the same exact plot that came out in the same exact year.
I know. I've seen both of them.
I remember that was super weird.
They came out 3 months apart.
And they had the classic like I'm like a funny bro president character.
Yeah.
Well, White House Down was like the more.
One of them was like more gritty.
I think Olympus was more gritty because White House Down was the one where it had like Channing Tatum and Jamie Foxx. So it was already like how seriously can I take this? Jamie Foxx was the president and Channing Tatum was like the hero.
Yeah.
White House Down or Olympus Has Fallen has that one guy that's played the president like 1,000 times.
Aaron Eckhart, I think.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. Yeah, Aaron Eckhart plays the president in like 400 different
And then
movies.
classic Gerard Butler, just doing
It's like
these
incredibly
action movies. for that until he dies, basically.
Geostorm.
Dude, what has Channing
Wait.
Tatum been up to?
Did you know that London Has Fallen is a sequel to Olympus Has Fallen?
Dude, there's 3 sequels. Yeah, I'm
No!
aware. Yeah, there are. I'm like fairly confident.
What's the third one?
What is it?
Angel Has Fallen.
Yeah.
What happens when Angels Fallen?
From the same
Now
thing.
Morgan Freeman is the president, and the bodyguard guy, like,
It is Jada
It's-
Pinkett Smith.
Gerard Butler is set up as like his fucking.
Secret Service guy.
He's like a secret service agent, but he's like framed for murdering the president or something. But the
I mean,
president's alive, I guess. I
The
don't
same
even know, dude.
the same plot for all 3.
Yeah.
It,
All right, I think we should wrap it up.
Well, we can just keep it going, you know, late in the night.
I just kind of wanted to wrap it up by saying I haven't seen Channing Tatum do anything really in a while.
Since 21 Jump Street, or 22 Jump Street, I guess I should say.
He was in Logan Lucky, which I do want to watch, but I don't know.
I want to say that thank you to all of our diehard fans for tuning in.
Yeah, as we ramble about movies. I mean, we talked about way back for like 36 minutes. What more can you ask for?
Yeah.
I give it a 2 out of 5.
Oh, if we're doing ratings,
I give it a 2 out of 5 too.
I'll agree with it too. It wasn't like so painfully bad that I can't watch it, but it's like I would never want to see it again. It's just so insignificant.
Yeah.
It's just boring. Alright, well.
Well, hey guys, that
Bye.
was a great
that was an episode. Thanks
Great.
for watching 3 Underground.
Tune in next week for our coverage of The Fanatic, starring John Travolta,
And maybe The Extraction.
and also The Extraction. It's going to be both spoiler free.
Double whammy.
Both of those are going to be completely free of spoilers.
Spoiler free review. All our reviews are gonna be spoiler free.
Signing out. Boom.